As humans, we tend to overestimate other people and underestimate ourselves. Now, Tony Robbins always says that if you don't believe in yourself, you are less likely to take a massive action and impact your life in a positive way. So think about it in this way. If you don't believe in yourself, you are not very likely to take a massive action. Why? Because you kind of know somewhere deep in your brain that it will not work out, that you will not succeed. So, you don't believe in yourself? You are not taking massive action. If you don't take the right action, guess what? The result will be small, very small. If the result is small, you look at the result and you say to yourself, wait a second, I haven't really achieved too much. I was right. I'm not capable of great things. So what's happening is no belief, no action, small result. You reinforce your belief that you are not good enough. And the circle repeats itself. And that's a death circle. Okay, Tony Robbins speaks about it a lot. And you have to escape it. You have to avoid it, but if you're already inside, you have to escape it. Because you are better than you think you are. Now in this exercise, I'm going to actually give you the evidence of how great you are. It's not one of these exercises that are supposed to motivate you, okay? I believe in motivation, but I also believe that you need something more than that. This exercise will actually show you the evidence of how great you are. And there are a couple of steps. The step 1, take a piece of paper and jot down every single great thing about you. So you can write down your accomplishments, your assets, things you like about yourself. And you can't limit yourself to anything. So for example, if you think that your hair looks great or maybe your eyes are amazing, jot it down. For a moment, imagine that you are this narcissistic bastard, okay? You love yourself too much. Really, imagine that you are overconfident, narcissistic. Jot down every single thing that comes to your mind. Maybe you like a particular part of your body. Well, I will not delve too deep into that, but jot it down. Maybe you have a fancy car. Maybe you created a cool company. Jot it down. This list is only for you. When you have all these things jotted down, you gotta take the second step. Spend at least 20 minutes on this exercise. Avoid the temptation to do it very quickly in 5 minutes. Because you may think that I don't need so much time. I can just do it in a couple of minutes, write down the most important things, and that's it. But the truth is that there are so many great things about you that are hidden deeply in the recesses of your brain. Things that are not in your easy access memory. Things that happen to you, but you don't remember them. Think about this example. How many words starting with A do you know? How many? Probably hundreds of words. But what if I told you that you have maybe 5-10 minutes to jot down as many as possible? Well, probably after the 10th or 15th, you would struggle. Now, does it mean that you know only 15 words starting with A? Of course not. But the reason you can't come up with most of them is because you need some sort of context. They are in your brain, you know how to use them, but you can't access them because they are not under your sleeve. They are not in your easy access memory. So really, you would need some sort of context, maybe in a conversation, to trigger your brain to use these words. Now, the same thing happens in this exercise. You think that you jotted down everything great about you, but the truth is that if you delve deeper, if you spend a bit more time and effort, you will find more and more things. So for example, when I came with the idea of doing this exercise for the first time, I was sitting with a piece of paper for a very long time. And at some point, I realized that I did things like helping my grandmother to clean her house once a week. I totally forgot about it. Seriously, I totally forgot about it. But after pondering about myself, about my life for a long time, it came back, okay? It just came back. And it enabled me to write down an additional item on my list. Very important. Now, the second step is that you should create an audio version of your list. Now, the reason is that later on, whenever you enter any uncomfortable situation, or whenever you want to make yourself feel more confident in general, or boost your self-esteem, you're gonna listen to the list. Now, when you record the list, it's very important to be charismatic. You can't just simply talk like this. I'm great because I'm a smart person. It's bullshit. You have to be charismatic, you have to be captivating. Captivate yourself and make pauses between each item. So when you listen to your list, you can really think about all these great things you've done. Now, if you believe that it can give you more leverage, you can ask somebody else to record the list for you. Now, I don't know how private this list is. Like before I mentioned things like if you have your favorite body part and so on, you can jot these things down. Well, if you feel like you can get more leverage from other people, ask them to record the list for you. So later on, when you enter any situation, for example, you are going to a job interview, or you know that you will have to present in a few hours, and you simply want to boost your level of confidence, motivation, self-esteem. You will take your MP3, your iPod or whatever, you're going to plug in your headphones, and you're going to listen to all the great things about you. You should also keep the miniature of the physical list, so some small piece of paper in your pocket or in your wallet to remind yourself on an everyday basis of how great you are. It's very important and it's a game changer. Because seriously, most of us overestimate other people and underestimate ourselves. And this list is a living proof of all the great things you have done and all the great things you have inside. I actually managed to use this technique before my job interview. A couple of years ago, I had an interview with a really amazing company in London. Now, I knew that they were taking only one person and they got like 500, 600 applicants per place. It was very tough to get in. So I was sitting on the train to London and, I was drifting away in my thoughts and some self-doubt creeped in. I started asking myself, am I good enough? There's so many applicants. Am I really so good? Can I handle this? What if they ask me questions I don't know anything about? What if they ask me about this or about that? What if I lose my composure? What if they notice it? And I started having all these negative thoughts that were feeding my brain. Now, at one point, I just pulled out my list and I read all the things from my list. And guess what? I started smiling to myself because I realized that all these negative thoughts, they can be thrown away. I've done so many great things in my life. I have so many things to be proud of that my confidence level soared. To make the story short, I went there, I spoke to these guys, I was confident, I delivered, I was positive and motivated, and I got the job. No matter how confident you are, no matter how much self-esteem you have, it's a really great exercise that works. Make sure that you give it a try. I'm gonna see you in the next video.